everybody. This is Pallavi from Our Better Planet. We are talking to Andrea. She's the founder of Swahlee. Swahlee is a conscious fashion label from the northeast of India, and they have been our partners for some time. Their clothing is classic, the mostly the kind of pieces that people like me look out for. So they were an instant attraction for me, and I'm very keen to talk to Andrea and figure out what was the trigger to go research and start a brand like this. Just give me a minute to have her on the call. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. We can't see you.
1 second.
Sure. And I'm inviting your other handle as well, right?
Swahlee.in, yes, ma'am.
Swahlee.in. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Can you
Yes, we
guys
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Andrea, lovely to have you guys here. Thanks for joining. And I was just talking a little bit about your very classic line of clothing, and be lovely if you guys can tell us a little bit about how you went about creating Swahlee, and what's the basic trigger, and what's the thought behind keeping the clothes so classic and simple, and I think they can be worn for any occasion, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, would love
sure.
to
Well,
hear that from
first
you.
of all, Pallavi, it's great to be here. Thank you for having us on your Instagram Live. I'm Andrea. I'm the founder of Swahlee, and Badashisha is our. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, Pallavi. First of all, thank you for having us live today. My name is Andrea Shisha, and I'm the production manager of Swahlee, as well as I am the Indian sales coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All
a
right,
little bit
lovely.
about how Swahlee got started. It's a bit of a long journey. I've always wanted to work internationally. I love the challenge and adventure of working and living cross-culturally. And I wanted to have a career that would make a difference and impact people's lives. First, I worked in community development for a nonprofit. And I saw, we'd come alongside communities and help them identify their needs and how those needs could be met. But at the root of so many problems is the need for a good job. If a family has a reliable income source, then medical care, education, that will all follow. And it sounds so simple, but it's kind of like a light bulb went off for me that, oh, business can really make a good difference. But I didn't quite go into business yet. After that, I worked with an anti-human trafficking organization, and I saw the same thing, like young women either following a promise of a good job to bigger cities or, being lured into a trap, a situation that would end up being really detrimental to them. And so, again, I saw a need for a good job, fair, safe work. And I realized that business opens up opportunities for this. So that was my motivation for starting Swahlee, is creating jobs for young women who face barriers to other employment. Either they don't have the education or the skills needed for other jobs that are available in the market.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great explanation, and like you said, I think that's why a lot of small businesses need a lot of encouragement, because they're creating so many different kinds of jobs, and the kind of that you wouldn't have envisioned yourself doing. You can do that and you can make money out of it. So what better than uh, I mean, all the time who are writing content. That's that's a very big driver for everything, right? You need to present yourself well, and there are people who are actually making so much money doing that, and I feel so great about it, because otherwise earlier a degree in literature or a mass comm kind of a thing wouldn't fetch you these kind of jobs earlier. But it's everything is changing and it's amazing. So where are you from? I mean, where do
I'm
you
originally,
originally?
yeah, I'm originally from the U.S. But
okay, and now you India.
yeah, so Swahlee is based in Assam, in the city of Guwahati, and yeah, I'm here most of the year. And I'll let Bharathisha share a little bit about where our name comes from.
So as we are based in Assam, which is in the northeast India, our name comes from an Assamese word for girl. So Swahlee means girl. And that is because we have like a very strong team of girls working with us. So yeah, that's where our name comes from.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What were you doing before this? How did you guys meet and started doing? Just a little bit about that.
I think she's asking you about it. How did you come to work at Swahlee?
Okay.
Yeah.
I am originally from another state in the northeast India, which is Meghalaya. I'm sure you've heard about it. So it's the same struggle that we all have, looking for safe jobs, especially being a woman, and with not so much of opportunities. That's why I had chosen to work in Assam, and I have been into the fashion designing. I've done a course in it, and therefore I met Andrea ma'am, and we spoke about all this sustainability, and I really like the idea of conscious fashion, of sustainable fashion, and that's why I thought it would be a great thing for me to be able to put something towards the environment by working well with Swahlee.
And Bharathisha actually has a lot of management experience, so she does a great job with our production team. But she has sales experience as well, so she's kind of like a 2-for-1 fireball of energy.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen that you have a small collection. What I love about it is that it's simple, and I personally believe that simple is the most difficult to do, because so much that you can do with different things, and you can, embellish and whatever. I mean, I'm going crazy today. So I feel simple is the most difficult to do. So how did the first collection come about?
So I always knew I wanted to work with handloom fabrics. I mean, I'm in India. Like, why would you work with anything else? And the fabric texture itself is so beautiful. I wanted to keep the silhouettes simple so that the fabric would stand out. And we actually started with making dresses. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's a full outfit in one piece. It's simple. It will be simple to photograph. But so many people asked for, oh, I don't wear dresses. Can you make pants? And so that led me to think about expanding our collection. So our capsule collection was actually our third collection. And some of the inspiration for that was, as I started Swahlee, that was the beginning of my journey into sustainability, because as I researched the fashion industry and the garment industry, I realized how wasteful it is and how bad, because of overproduction, how bad it is for the environment. but at the same time, I know that buying ethical fashion, buying sustainable fashion is expensive and it's an investment. And so I thought I want to make these purchases valuable for our customers and make pieces that they can get a lot of wear out of. And so that I discovered the concept of, you know, following others who are involved in sustainable fashion, this idea of a capsule collection, pieces that are every wardrobe should have them because they're staples and things that you can mix and match and wear together, wear with other things in your wardrobe. So that was the inspiration behind the capsule.
It's very evident looking at that style anyway, and if one applies a creativity, then it can be really, you know, your go-to things, a couple of those garments.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Andrea, right now, what is your team like? I mean, how many people do you guys employ, or do you source from the northeast of India, or do you go elsewhere? Because there's a plethora of stuff in India. I mean, there are many. So, and what's upcoming? Is there something big that's coming up, or are we going to see something similar going forward? Because India, around the festive time, and the festive time is approaching. So usually, all the houses will start, you know, working with I think from the March or April, and then come up with these collections. Is there a plan like that? Just tell a little bit about the team.
Okay. So first, start with our team. Bada, we have 11 right now, including ourselves. Yeah, 3 are young women who are in training. So we do all of our training in-house. So we're a small production studio. And in terms of our suppliers, I'm going to let Bada share a little bit about that. We use some handloom, and we also use some surplus, and I'll let her share some details about the different fabrics we work with and why we chose them.
So we'd like to talk a little bit about the fabrics that we work and how that adds up to sustainability. So we work with all natural fabrics that comes in cotton, linens, ahimsa or peace silk they call it. And their benefits are that they are breathable, they are cooler, they are less hot, they are better for skin, and the most important is that they are biodegradable. And we also work with artisan fabrics that are like handloom fabrics or even handloom fabrics that are made with recycled yarn. And we use hand block prints, which are azo-free dyes. And recently, like you said, what is the big thing that we are coming up? So recently we worked with Eri Silk, which is a specialty of Assam, and it's hand spun, it's hand woven, and they use all natural dyes like turmeric, plants, etc. So apart from that, we also use surplus fabrics that we source from surplus markets. And I would like to talk about what exactly is a surplus fabric. So surplus fabric are the excess fabrics from mills that if not used, otherwise will just go to waste. But they are also all natural fabrics like cotton blends, cotton 100% linen. And we also use upcycle pre-worn saris that we source from our local markets here. So what we do is after we receive the ordered fabrics, we in our workshop, before we work with them, we pre-wash them, we pre-shrunk them, and so that it doesn't get shrink after we've made the garment. And I would also like to mention about the packaging that we use, Pallavi. We use these tree-less paper tags that we source from a small startup in Assam. It's called El Rhino. So as you may know that Assam is home to the Asian one-horned rhino. So therefore, the paper that we use in our tags, they are mainly made from rhino and elephant dungs. So there's a
Wow.
tree that's being harmed to produce such kind of paper tags. And in addition to our
Right.
material and our way of producing is very sustainable. We make small batches,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't make a ton of extra garments that will end up, going to waste in landfills like some fast fashion brands that we see. So therefore, we are considered as slow fashion. Um, so apart from that, we also work, we also look to include remnants that are, it's a collection that we have, which is a home and living collection that is crafted from remnant fabrics. Like we have our zero cotton
Okay.
waste rounds that are used for makeup removal, and they can be washed, they can be reused. We have our travel bag sets that are also made out of those natural remnant fabrics. Those are also washable. There's nothing synthetic in it. We have gift wrapping cloths in order to replace the wrappers that we have nowadays, wrappers.
Right.
Then we have cloth napkins, we have our eye mask. So all of these items, they are very giftable in a way. And at the same time, we are making use of, our own cutting room waste in order to prevent
Right.
wastage.
So
So that a little bit of
No,
our fabrics.
yeah.
and that's a
And
collection that we didn't start out intending to do because we make clothing, but you
uh,
know, even producing in small batch, we produce fabric waste. We have remnant scraps. And so I was thinking, well, what can we use this fabric for? And so that resulted in what Bada Shisha was talking about. We call it our remnants collection, and it's smaller giftable items that we make. And they're all, again, limited quantity because it's made from our remnants. But you were asking about
Right.
what's coming next. That's a good question. So we released our capsule 2.0 a few months ago, the first half, and the second half is coming. We're quite slow. We're very slow fashion and slow production. And so the first half has been released and the second half is coming. It will contain a jumpsuit and shorts and another top. We're really excited about the jumpsuit. You asked about festive wear. I think that is not something, maybe one day we will attempt that. We work with such simple designs, and I think that's our strength. So that would be a real challenge to equate that
No,
into festive wear. But maybe one day we'll try.
yeah,
no, I think normalize festive wear because what happens to festive wear is that it just sits in the wardrobe for ages to come, and that's the idea. And also the kind of embellishments and the things that go on it, they just don't make it wearable later on, right? It's not something you would like to just put on and walk
Right.
out
yes,
for an evening dinner,
yeah.
right? It's
And
not
that's, yeah.
all. I was not trying to really to do one. I was kind of bringing the point that maybe this hype around festive wear
Somewhere,
should
yeah.
Yeah.
somewhere be,
Well,
you
and
know,
one of the things, sorry, like we
yeah,
make, like with the jumpsuit that's coming, or even we make a matching top and trousers set that when you wear it together, it has the look of a one-piece suit, of a jumpsuit. And both that and our dresses, they can be dressed down with a pair of sneakers, white tennis shoes or sandals. For running around town, or you could throw them on with heels and fancy jewelry, and suddenly you're dressed to go to a wedding or a reception. So we really think our pieces can be used for a wide range of functions, and just a few pieces in someone's wardrobe they can maximize them for a lot of different events.
yeah. So I know nobody. I'm just sharing it here that I would love it if there are just plain outfits, and even if you use it for your festive needs, you just accessorize it well, right? And you choose your accessories well also, and be mindful of what you're buying and pick up get stuff so that
Yeah.
it can be passed. That you can. There is a value attached.
Yeah.
There's a story attached, and out the plain shirt can also be so much more
Mhm.
festive with a nice piece or a belt. So I think all of us should together push for normalizing festive
Yeah.
the amount of stuff we buy and the amount of sales, and then the kind of stuff that people get themselves into. I mean, I've seen same people as well, kind of going crazy around those times because everybody is selling that. Everybody's coming up with bids and this and that, and then you lose your sanity and you're like, okay, let me just go and pick one from here. Yeah. If we, if we just don't have these things in the market, it'll be so much better. And so maybe it's a place where our low fashion brands can start from, because a lot of them actually fall for the
Yeah.
traditional stuff themselves. So yeah, so maybe we can try doing that, and then those garments can be used over and over and over. You can wear it
Yeah.
throughout the year, right? You don't
You're
have
giving me a good idea that we
yeah.
should demonstrate how to style these
Yeah,
things for more special occasions. That's a really good
that,
idea.
that beautiful bushes and bells, and I'm sure you guys can of course research about it, but the trend
Yeah.
bushes and bells is so much coming
Yes.
back, and just brings out the entire outfit completely. So I think somebody has to do something about it, and it's fun to do that.
And that's fun. And also, part of that is normalizing re-wearing our clothes. Like, there tends to be
Yeah.
pressure to, every time you go to a big event, have a new outfit. But if we normalize, like, re-wearing something and styling it differently, it takes a lot more creativity actually to do that than go buy something new. Yeah.
That's my biggest, and you it's a family, right? It's a very family affair. So and then you end up doing it for everybody, and then magic
Yeah.
plays that you're creating with because go out of it, and then there is no way you can actually use these things. So it's just very wasteful, is what I feel. But I know not many people agree with me,
I
which is
I
fine.
agree with you.
Yeah.
That's why when I wanted to share a little bit about our like the idea behind our capsule wardrobe. So, the question that I always ask people or my friends or even to myself is like, have you ever looked in your wardrobe and it's full of clothes, and then you thought that I have nothing to wear? I mean, that happens to all the women I know, and it happens to me as well. So, the idea behind our capsule collection is that we want to eliminate this idea, and at Swahlee, we make capsule collections designed to mix and match, and they are versatile pieces, and they can be worn in many ways. Like this piece that I'm wearing, it's a reversible top, so I can style it either way and with anything, and with a little bit of bling, with a little bit of jewelry, it can really make a very good outfit for an event. And so by
Right.
doing this, it eventually results in buying less pieces because you need less as you're getting to wear more of that clothing that you have in your wardrobe. Like you can wear it for many, many times. Because with us girls, the problem is that we buy something and then we wear it for a little bit and, it just torn here and there, and then we just leave it and we don't wear it anymore. Or eventually it turns into, a cloth that we use at home. So I think that idea that you give us
Yeah.
was really, it really comprehends our idea of a capsule wardrobe.
Yeah, and it's a good idea, I think, to help cut down on those moments of, what do I wear? Is in those moments, like, what are you missing? Because you might have like half an outfit, but what piece, if you bought would complete, okay, I've got these 3 skirts, but if I had this one plain, simple, elegant top, it would match all 3 of those, and then I'd have 3 outfits. And that's kind of where the capsule comes in, is we have those staple pieces that fill in those gaps in your wardrobe. And so, you know, they're not blingy. We don't use it. We do some pattern, but not a lot of pattern. But they're things that will mix and match with the patterns you already have in your wardrobe.
Right. Right. No, that's great. I mean, I think the thought is all in place, and you have a great spokesperson here. I mean, is she's really bringing the brand forward.
Yeah, I have a great
No, so
team,
people
and
like
yeah.
you need people even you, and then only the kind of a conversation follow. So it's great to see that there's so much of synergy with you and people that you work with. So and that's what I would say. So it's great to see this, and thanks you guys for joining us today. It was great, and I hope for a great relationship in the future, and we would love to see more and more pieces of yours up on the platform. And all the best.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you
much
for
for all your
having
time
us.
today.
And thank you for what you do. Like, it's huge to have platforms like Our Better Planet that helps small sustainable brands like us connect to the market and connect to people who are wanting to buy sustainably. So we appreciate what you do a lot.
Yeah.
I was I was
Thank you
very excited
so
when I
much.
got a mail reply back from Our Better Planet. Like literally, I went to ma'am. I was like, oh, it's such a good platform that you guys, and such a good work that you're doing by helping artisans like us. And yeah, thank you very much.
We're just not very easy to exist in today's market. People are a lot more confused, and they have just too much thing, and there's so much. So I feel maybe it's a little slow to start with, but eventually, I
Yeah,
think more awareness about what our brands are doing. So I
yeah,
see better days. Have to be patient, and we are as slow as you guys, so neither do we push ourselves like crazy, because these
yeah.
things are
That
not for
is
a
true.
momentary once and then go back and
Right.
sort to mass fashion again, right? So if we are trying to continue for life,
Yeah.
it's going slow, and we are very privileged to have partners like you. So thanks for being on the platform. Thanks for your time today. Lovely
Thank
chatting with you.
See
you so
you.
much
See
for
you
having
sometime.
us.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye bye.